Listen, if you wake up every morning and you're uninspired, unmotivated, you feel bored, you feel heavy, you feel dull, you need to rebuild your life. You need to reinvent yourself. For me, it started with the phrase, wow, I deserve better. And so do you. It must be normal to wake up and feel, wow, I'm excited about this day. I'm excited to live my life. And sometimes I wake up and I don't want to do the workout. I don't want to do the meditation. I don't want to work. I don't want to eat my salad. But I'm strongly motivated because I know why am I doing this. I know where it would lead me. I'd like my family to have a generational wealth. I'd like to be a billionaire, a millionaire, multimillionaire, but I'm not right now. Okay, I'm not living a life I want to live one day. And I don't want to work out sometimes. I don't want to do the work, but I have this vision of life that I want to live, and it motivates me. And I wake up, even if I don't want to work out, I'm motivated by the body I will have. And I'm excited to be one step closer every day to the dream life I want. This motivates me. You are unmotivated because you are numbed yourself with information, with food, with social media, and you lost the path of your soul. You lost your desires. And sometimes you have goals, but it's not your goals. It's the goals someone else told you to have. You do not know yourself. Hello, all the beautiful people. My name is Tanya. I'm Kundalini yoga teacher and a health coach. And let's get straight into this reinvention. First thing is, this reinvention must come from a place of love. Treat yourself like someone you love. Imagine the person you love the most. You would die for this person. Would you tell this person something like this? You know, you're not enough. You should have built business by this age. You should have had that body earlier. You should have had partner already. You're not enough, you know. You wouldn't say this to a person you love. So why are you saying this to yourself? You're comparing yourself to all the other people and you overestimate other people and underestimate yourself. Why would you do this? I have this favorite poem of mine and I want to read this to you. And that empty feeling you got, that hole in your chest, you only got that feeling because you think you are not blessed with everything you need. When you're only focusing on what you lack, you cannot appreciate what you have. This is why I love gratitude practice. I mean, it backed up by science. It works like since second week. You do this 2 weeks, you feel better and you start performing better, you start feeling better. I don't know why people still are not doing this practice like literally every day. I am grateful for this because it makes me feel like this. The formula is very simple. When you say what you're grateful for, the God will give you more of this. Thank you, God, for making me so beautiful. And God will give you even more beauty. Thank you, God, for sending me this amount of money, and God will send you even more. If you don't believe in God, see it as a universe, as Mother Nature, as a universal consciousness. It's all the same. Go to a mirror and say to yourself, I am who I've been looking for. And consider yourself every time as the person who has every trait that you need in yourself, every trait to be successful, every trait to be loved. You are meant to be loved. You have to care about yourself. You have to love yourself. Love yourself as if you are the person you love the most. Second step is start caring about your energy. There is this exercise, I absolutely love this. You take a piece of paper and you divide it into 4 parts. And the x-axis, the things that make money, and the things that take money back. Y-axis, it's like it gives me energy, it drains my energy. And the first part, it makes you money and it gives you energy. These things, you write, what is it for you? You have to prioritize this because you see, it's very important, right? Then there is part that makes you money but takes your energy. If it's possible for you, you have to delegate it. If it's not possible for you, motivate yourself to do the work so that one day you will be able to delegate this work. The third part is giving you energy, but it draining your money. So this part you have to protect. Your energy is everything. For example, maybe you're going to a massages. They are expensive, but they give you so much energy that you may improve your work and make more money eventually. And the last part drains your energy and takes your money away. You just delete this. Why are you even doing this, right? You are given some amount of energy every day. Your job is to be careful about where you spend this energy so that you spend this energy to get your dream life. So now you come from a place of love and you protect your energy. Now is the time to crystallize your soul. What does this mean? Your soul is basically your authenticity. If you look at all the successful people and you try to understand what's in common between all those people, you will understand that there is nothing in common. They are all very authentic. Look at the people who sing. They are singing their soul. When you know your soul, when you hear your voice very clearly, you are not polluted by the dust society throws at you. You are authentic and you are on the path to your success. Every time you scroll, every time you watch a movie, you read a book, a podcast, listen to other people, even if it's good inspirational source, it's still their opinion, it's still their experience. You need to listen to yourself. And the only way to listen to yourself is being in solitude, being in nature, and meditating. Meditating works perfectly for me. And I always say meditation is crystallizing of your soul because we are live in such a consumerist society and we are so polluted with all the information from social media and basically from everywhere. I always wanted clarity. And before I was living in a city, in a big city, when I would walk out of the door and I instantaneously start seeing millions and millions of ads. And now I moved to a city. When I look in the window and I don't see any single ad. This is how important clarity for me is. And if I have some app that I use and I can pay so that I wouldn't see ads, I always pay for this. Clarity is one of my top values. And there are some practices that work for some people, but for some people it's like a bullshit. But meditation, it's backed up by science. It lowers your stress, it improves your memory, it sharpens your focus, it improves your gray matter in the brain, it can help you with depression. It can help you with substance abuse. I cannot even list all of these benefits that meditation gives you. And from spiritual lens, meditation is where your highest self starts to speak. What is this highest self? People sometimes ask, what is this? What is this abstract like concept? There is you, and in every minute, every second of time, you have multiple choices. Like, not only multiple choices, you have millions of choices. That's why you can change your life in second. With one choice, you can change your life. You have in this second millions of choices. In the each next second, you have millions of choices, and you have this multiple path. So your highest self is this exact path. When you clearly listen to your soul, you know what choice do I have to make every second. And this, your true path, your soul, it only will lead you towards your happiest, your wealthy, your joy, your beauty. It will lead you only to the best place you can imagine. Honestly, for me, when I started meditating, my whole life changed. At first, I had a little bit like a breakdown because I had lots of illusions. And when I started to meditating, I started see the reality very clear. And when those illusions they break down, I was like, oh my God, it's not what I thought it was. I'm not going in the right direction. And I had this grief and sadness about it. But then with meditation, I started moving in the right direction and doing the right actions. I finally felt aligned. What does it mean to feel aligned? Feeling aligned is when your values and your actions are directed into one direction. Your values and your actions are aligned. Next step is start taking care of your body. I mean, everybody knows this. If you do not know where to start, start doing workouts. And I'm not talking about aesthetics right now, even though aesthetics are also very important. I'm talking about basic health. I'm talking about basic nutrition, basic workouts, basic movement, seeing the light first thing in the morning, having a good sleep, having stress management. How do you manage your stress? By scrolling, constant scrolling? It makes you more stressed and dopamine depleted. You don't have any more dopamine to go after your goals. Your body is a temple of your soul, and you have to also be grateful to your body. You only feel this human experience, this wonderful human experience. Some people cannot see, some people cannot hear the music. Imagine you would never ever hear your favorite song anymore. Imagine you would never ever smell your favorite coffee or your favorite flower, your favorite perfume. Be grateful to your body and take care of it. And maybe you're not happy about your body right now. Maybe you're overweight, you have pains, you have inflammations. Do you think your body is happy about you for treating it like that? You are the one who is responsible for your body, how your body feels. I also want to add that when you start this evolution, at first you may feel worse because your body keeps every trauma, every resentment, every anger. And when you start clearing your body, when you start this evolution, it may all come out. And when it comes out, you might feel pain. Like in Kundalini, when I started doing Kundalini meditations and Kundalini exercises, I would often cry, I would often laugh, I would often have pains. Because when I cry and when I laugh, it means that my body is clearing out. It means that something bad is kind of like some block is releasing. When I was starting Kundalini meditations, I would cry like every second time, every second meditation, I would cry. And right now, I'm very calm. When I sit meditating, I'm actually enjoying. Also, at first, I was suffering a lot. Like, I'm like, oh my God, why am I doing this meditation? I'm just wasting time. I want to just go for my coffee and sit and drink coffee, and it would also be meditation. But no, I have to go through that cleansing process. I have to go through that suffering, through that tears, through the laughs. Laugh, when you sit and meditate and you laugh, it's also some blocks clearing because it's not normal to laugh when you're meditating, right? Of course, when you start meditating, it's important to be in a safe place and being either alone or being with a professional who can hold the space and support you and to guide you through this. My teacher was great help for me because she was not only there, she would poke and she would provoke and she would elevate me, because this is the goal of conscious communication: poke, provoke, and elevate. Always elevating. Once you're crystal clear, you are ready to meet your highest self. This is a version of you from the future that lives the life you're supposed to live, the life you deserve to live. This is very basic. To meet her, you just like sit, calm down, close your eyes, and imagine this person. How does she dress? How does she look? What are the places she's going to? Who are the people she's spending time with? You basically imagine every specific details, like what are the earrings she's wearing, how does her hair looks, what is her makeup, does she wear any makeup, what is her dream job. Like, you imagine every specific detail and you write it down, but it must be from a space of clarity, from a space of inspiration. It shouldn't be like you were binge eating and watching Netflix and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna write down my higher self. No, you have to clear yourself first. At least go for a run and then return home and write everything down. And then, this is my favorite. You ask that person you imagined, what was the first thing she did to get there? What was the first thing? Did she quit her job? Did she send a CV to a new position? Did she started working out? Did she started going out on a dates maybe? Did she meet new people? What was the first thing she did? Maybe she just cleaned her room. It may be something very simple, but it must be authentic for you because only you know your true path. And now from this place, you are ready to set your goals. It's important to set goals for year. It's important to set goals for months. It's important to set goals for day. And on the way to your goals, you will have to overcome something. It's not going to be easy and all the pink glasses and only like fairy tale. It might be hard. You will have some sensual desires. Along the way, you will find a place of comfort when you can get stuck and it will hold you back from going to even higher. Sometimes you will dislike something. So, for example, I wanted to be a health coach, and I consider it like my mission to be a health coach because all my life was leading me to this. But there is one part about this, it's like selling your consultations that I do not like. I hate this, but I still do this. It's discomfortable for me. I don't want to do this, but I do this. Along the way, you will also have skeptical doubt. Can I do this? Who am I to have this? What will other things? You know, when you doubt, you disconnect from God and you disconnect from your aspiration. You just have to overcome this. In the end, I want to say that you don't evolve by adding more to your life. You evolve by being aligned when your actions are aligned with your values. We are not, as humans, we are not wired for success, for going higher. We are wired for comfort. It's how our brain works. But you got this. There is at least one person in this world who believes in you.